Welcome, this is Jack McCaig. The greatest comedy event, maybe, in modern history has just occurred, and I don't see anybody specifically making a video about it, so I'm going to do it. Uh, let's see, there's such a great news story out there. I hope you saw it. That Trump says he's going to make a space force. Okay? And there's a little story about it. Anyway, it was like 2 weeks ago, and he brought it up again. So, this is the funniest thing ever, really, because obviously space isn't real. You can watch, rainbows prove, of course, that we're inside a sphere, not on a sphere. This is like looking from above, basically, and this is rudimentary. This is just a GIF, but you can basically see how it functions here inside. How could a vacuum exist not next to a non-vacuum without a barrier? It doesn't make any sense. It's impossible. If there was a vacuum in space, all the air would instantly rush off the Earth if there was a sphere, right, that we lived on top of. Like when you throw a brick into an old TV, right? The air rushes in. It's like an explosion. It has to rush in. There's no way to prevent it. You can't throw a brick into TV and then be like, stop. Now, a vacuum, like the air rushes into a vacuum, period. Unless there's a barrier, it's not possible that there could be a vacuum next to a non-vacuum with no barrier. It's just impossible. So it's hilarious. So let's see what else. There's a blow-up version of it. It's rudimentary, obviously, but it gives you the idea. So we're inside a sphere. Obviously, the ceiling proves it too. The ceiling spins, right? It's in one point. That's Polaris right there. How can this, if we're supposed to be moving through, quote, space and all this stuff, and everything's going at these crazy speeds, right? What's the speed at the center of Earth where it's supposed to be spinning 999 miles an hour? What is the tilt, right? The Earth is supposed to be tilted, right? So what's the degree of tilt? 66.6 degrees. Are you seeing a pattern? And now it's supposed to rotate, like go around the sun, right? Do you know what the speed is it goes around the sun? Go look it up. 66,600 miles an hour. Like that's so that's 3666. Okay, the 999 is a reverse. But it's pretty hilarious that they just don't even, like, everyone's so asleep they just use 666, and it's like, that's real. Anyway, here we are at Polaris again. It spins. The ceiling spins. If we're supposed to be, the Earth's looking this way, that way, and it's constantly going all these places and all this stuff at this crazy speed, why are the constellations, they never move? They rotate. The ceiling rotates, right? But when it comes around again on a certain day, a certain year, it's always in the exact same place. Exactly, because the ceiling is rotating. It's the only explanation as why it could be the ceiling always looks exactly the same. Anyway, so, I mean, you get the pro wrestler in, right? Guy with the pro wrestling past history, Trump. And then he's just going to go for this fantasy land, which almost every American is completely okay with a fantasy, you know. Anyway, this is I do truth, and I guarantee to get anyone can remove any debt because it's all collected illegally. But I just didn't want to miss the greatest comedy event really in modern times. It went by kind of like nobody even talked about it. So okay, let's keep the comedy rolling. This, of course, means for those people in the know, they're going to run out this whole alien thing where aliens are real. You can't even get outside the sphere we're in, so how could aliens be real? So the whole thing is they're going to play this thing like they're going to save us again, the government. There's going to be this terrible thing from aliens. How can rainbows through the space is real? The ceiling spinning. If you're really into it, go look up the 200 proofs the Earth is flat. But really, flat Earth is kind of a misnomer in that the plane is flat, but we're inside a sphere. Okay, but everybody's heard of that. So it's flat here across, like if you slice it across the middle, it's generally a plane. Yes, there's some mountains and stuff like that, but the water's dead flat. Water lays flat, period. That's it. Yeah, wind moves it a little, and that's it. Okay, so I had to make this quick one. Enjoy the comedy of the fake space. All right, thanks, Donna.